Hey VV Nation, welcome to our channel. My name is Glenn, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Every Monday, we give you the top weekly picks for the US, Canada, and Australia. This is going to be a very interesting week, and I'm going to try to guide you through the guidance and keep you on the right side of the market no matter what happens. Let's get right into the software. Here's my top weekly picks for the US. Now, interesting, I'm going both bullish and bearish because I'm not exactly sure what the market is going to do. We're going to get into that first in a second. So I'm going to prepare you for both sides. Now, interesting, when I'm looking at the bearish sides, I'm still sticking with contra ETFs, but I took a little different turn. These are all non-leverage contra ETFs. Now, let me explain to you why I took this posture. Let's go to the home page. From the home page, we can clearly see a little bit of reds subsiding. We're getting a little bit more yellow. Even with today's market action, we have one red light in the color guard pricing column, but I'm also looking at the MTI, or the market timing indicator, and the buy to sell ratio. Now, these are getting close, keyword there, close to the levels of starting to look for a bottom, but not quite there yet. Another interesting thing, the primary wave is still down. That's the fastest market timing indicator that we have. So keeping me in that vein, I'm looking at anything can happen throughout the market before I come back on next Monday. So I'm going to prepare you for both sides. Now, let me explain a little bit more why I'm doing that. Let's go to the graphs tab. Here's a 3-month view of the VectorVest composite. Off the July 31st high, still moving down, came through a level of support. I was looking for another level of support sitting at $57.16. What do I always say? How do you know when the market is bottomed? When it stops going down and it starts going up. Are we really getting follow through from Friday's low here, sitting at the level of 57.41? That could be a good level of support, but are we getting follow through yet? Not quite yet. Thus the reason why I am looking at the primary wave. But we do have a level of support. Let's see if going through the week, we can bounce up and move up. The 3 and the 8 are still bearish at this particular point in time. So anything can happen. Thus the reason why I'm going both ways. Now let's go to the views. The views from Friday show us that we did get 3 yellow lights on Friday. The primary wave is still down. I'm looking at the MTI 0.75. The buy to sell ratio is 0.29. For those of you who are new, when this buy to sell ratio gets to a level of 0.20, the market is looking for a bottom. And when the MTI gets to a level of 0.60, the market is looking for a bottom. We're not quite there yet. So could we still have some more downside? Absolutely. Let's go look at the guidance. Friday's guidance says prudent investors should not buy stocks at this time. Aggressive investors and traders should play the market as it develops with a bias to the downside. We had an up day, but we still, on Friday, but we still gave the guidance to watch and play the market to the downside. But I'm looking at that level of support to see if we get some follow through. Now, let's go back to the viewers. Again, I'm from the bearish side. I'm looking at non-leverage contra ETFs. And even on a mixed day today, 3 out of the 5 are up, 1 is flat, and 1 is down. I don't think that that's a bad play, but if that level of support holds and the market moves back up and we actually get a primary wave up, I am looking at bottom fishing. All right, and my bottom fishing picks for you this week are TRMD. How about this? SMCI. People keep asking me, when is it the time to get back into SMCI? From a bottom fishing perspective, it could be getting time if we get a primary wave up. IMPP, AULT, and MESO. Notice that all of the stocks, some of them are sell recommendations, and that's okay when we're bottom fishing. All of them have relative values above 1, and all of them have earnings growth rates, with the exception of 1 in double digits. This is my more aggressive play from a bottom fishing perspective. So I'm preparing you for both sides depending on what the market does. And you know something? I don't have a crystal ball where I can look into the future and tell you exactly what the market is going to do. So I'm erring on the side of caution. And even with the contra ETFs, they're non-leverage contra ETFs. All right, let's take a look at the Canadian market. Looking here, mixed market today. The VectorVest composite is up, but the TSX composite and Venture are both down. Looking at, we're getting a little bit more yellow. Primary wave still down in Canada as well. The buy to sell ratio and the MTI, again, close to looking for market bottoms. Let's bring up the graph here. Currently, since last Monday, we got the primary wave down. So very interesting in that I am keeping you primarily on the downside as well. But look at this. Friday's candle was a hammer, but we're not getting followed through today. And all of the major indicators that we have are still below the value of 1. Again, on the Canadian side, I like that hammer possibility of finding a bottom right now. Let's go see if that holds, but we're still below the 65-day moving average, and you have the primary wave down. Let's go to the viewers. From the viewers' perspective, here's my bullish picks going into the week. Again, I did some bottom fishing. All of the stocks have relative values above 1. Look at the earnings growth rate, only one, and that looks only one has earnings growth rate below that. So looking at good stocks, possibility if the market rebounds, 4 out of the 5 are sells, which again are okay for bottom fishing when the time is right. And again, I'm just looking at what the graphs are showing me. Let's go show the views. Same scenario, scrolling down. One yellow light, primary wave still down. The MTI is 0.78. The buy to sell ratio is already at the level of looking for a bottom. So now you get an understanding of the insight that I'm giving you for both sides of the market. So let's go back to the viewers. Let's go to the top bearish going into the week for Canada. I am again looking at non-leverage contra ETFs. They're all down today, but again, one day doesn't make a trend. Both of your indexes are down today, but how about this? 2 of your contras, non-leverage contras, have buy recommendations. We probably still have some more downside, but if the market decides that it is finding a bottom and wants to rebound, I'm getting you prepared for both sides. Again, so for the bullish side, here are my bottom fishing. Again, for all of the bottom fishing searches that I'm using jailbreak, no contras, whether it's in the US, Canada, or in Australia. All right, talking about Australia, let's go to Australia, bring it up. All 3 of your indexes are down today. We got a red light in the color guard pricing column with an asterisk. Primary wave is down. The MTI and the buy to sell ratio not quite there for looking at a bottom just quite yet. But let's go to the graphs. Looking at the graph coming off of the high, the primary wave is still down. I'm only looking at the primary wave right now. Primary wave is still down, and you're right at the 65-day moving average. 3 days or so, the market is moving sideways. Could the US and Canadian market pull up the Australian market as well? Not exactly sure, but again, I did the same thing. I got you prepared for both sides. Let's go to the viewers. My top bullish one, again, bottom fishing, looking at jailbreak, no contras. All of the relative values are above 1, only 1 sell recommendation, and all of the earning growth rates are all double digits. Now, let's talk about the bearish side. Now, in Australia, there's no contras. So these are stocks to sell short. And even on a day like today, where your indices were down, all of the shorting stocks were there. They all made money today. But again, depending on what's going on in the graph, let's go see if we're finding a level of support, and if the market wants to rebound and get higher above the 65-day moving average, that's a positive sign. No matter what country you're in, the first thing you're looking for is to make sure that the primary wave goes up. Let the market come to you. I'm just preparing you for both sides of the market. Let's go to the views. Your views, 1 yellow light on Friday, actually on today. Primary wave is still down. Again, the buy to sell ratio and the MTI not quite at the levels of looking for a bottom. But what's the guidance? Prudent investors should not buy stocks at this time. Aggressive investors and traders should play the market with a bias to the downside. You notice that the same theme is in all 3 countries. But by looking at the graph and giving you some insight as to what's going on in the market timing graphs, all I'm doing is preparing you, because I do not have a crystal ball going into the week. Could we be rebounding? Could we be finding a bottom? Possibilities are there. So with that being said, follow the guidance. In all three countries, it says not to buy stocks at this time. So I'm going to tell you, let the market come to you. Look for the primary wave before you pull the trigger on any of those bottom fishing searches. And again, in the US and Canada, still possibly more downside, but I'm pushing you more towards the non-leverage country ETFs. Folks, if you continue to like what we are doing here on Mondays, getting you prepared, hit that like button. Let me know in the content and in the comments as well that you appreciate it, that it's good for you, that it's working out for you. If it's working out for you, let me know in the comments. If it's not working out for you, let me know in the comments as well. Let's see what I can do with these videos to make it even better. Please don't forget, hit the subscribe button as well if this is content that you'd like to see. All right, now this video is over, and until the next time, see ya. Hey VV Nation, do you want to increase your profits and generate income? Well, you can. For 99 cents, we'll give you access to the VectorVest system for 30 days. And guess what? It's a money-back guarantee. If you don't like it, we'll give you back your 99 cents. But folks, you're going to have access to the best software out there, the best guidance at any price. All you have to do is go to www.vectorvest.com/YT. Folks, it's a no-brainer. Go there right now and take advantage of your 30-day trial for 99 cents.